welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, Stephen Johnson, and I hope you all had a very, very nice holiday season. I mean,
yes, happy holidays.
We went through a whole, the holidays as they are, Thanksgiving, everybody eats, and then you had Christmas, and then you had New Year's, and boy, I'll tell you what, big time of the year for everybody, but I'm glad it's over, Steve. Okay, it can be demanding, and it's fun, but I'm glad it's over.
Well, we're older now, so it doesn't have the luster it used to. Actually, holidays for us now, we're happy when they start and happier when it's over. So
that's right.
That's the thing. But you know, one thing that we're here to talk about is boxing, and happy to start off this 2018. The month of January, we're gonna have a couple of good fights that coming up. February, man, it's a good start off for 2018, depending on what your fan base is. But it's good for us because we'll have a lot of good things to talk about, upcoming events. But to start off 2018, we have a fight that I've been looking forward to, just because I've heard so many people say that they think it's going to be a good fight, and I disagree. I mean, it'll be interesting as long as it lasts. But this coming Saturday night, January the 20th. We'll have Earl Spence, who is now the defending IBF World Welterweight Champion, taking on a good guy, Lamont Peterson. You know, he has a good story, Lamont does, from Washington, D.C. A good solid fighter, you know. And that'll be at the Barclays Center. It's the Premier Boxing Champion, for all those critical of Al Heyman. Don't forget,
that's right.
It's a Premier Boxing Champion fight, but it'll be on Showtime, starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Exactly. You know, I like that. And, you know, Lamont has actually stepped up his game, both skill set and everything else, just as of late. I mean, so I think it's going to be an interesting fight. You know, again, Spence to me is probably out there the best boxer around, and you just don't hear about him too much. You hear about the Canelos, you hear about the Triple Gs, the same old names that are out there, and become household names. You still hear about the Danny Garcias. You hear about all the big names that are out there. Okay, but whenever you hear and the topic of who's the best fighter out there, who's top dog out there, very seldom you hear people say Spence. But you know, I don't know why. Spence is the full package, man, and his head is at the right place. I don't think right now he's afraid of anyone, and he just doesn't feel anyone can beat him, and he fights the way he thinks in the ring.
Well, you know, for my 2017 fight, you know, analysis, you remember I picked Earl Spence over Terrence Crawford for Fighter of the Year. No disrespect for Terrence Crawford or for Anthony Joshua for what he did over, you know, Vladimir Klitschko. But no disrespect to those two. But I just thought that with, like you said, Earl Spence. Now, for the people that don't know Earl Spence, you know, they haven't followed boxing very much, because highly decorated amateur, highly, you know, recognized figure in the amateurs as a guy that was going to have to be watched. But Al Heyman wasted no time. And letting him do his thing. He went over there to England and knocked off Kell Brook. When, like I wrote in my sj.insideboxing.com, how we say that, you know, Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, and Roy Jones have both said for years, don't go over there and fight, you're not going to get a fair shake.
And nobody goes out of the country. I mean, it's just kind of a rule that you're not going to go out there and win.
Well, don't forget now, following, you know, Earl Spence, we had Caleb Truax go over there and knock off James DeGale.
That's right.
So that myth of going over to England and not winning has kind of been destroyed in 2 fights.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the right mindset.
Right.
Now, I do look for a good fight. Because
for as long as it lasts.
Because Lamont, he's not
afraid.
He's not anyone's punk. Okay?
No.
I mean, the boy comes to fight. He knows what to do. Now we both know styles make fights.
Right.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to be looking for when I watch this fight, to see how Lamont comes in and takes this fight on in the ring, because he can make it a good fight. Okay. Now, if he sits there and tries to brawl and go toe to toe with Spence, it'd be short night. It'd be short night. But if he starts to go and start using the ring, start using the membership, start scoring rather than trying to knock someone out, we may have an interesting fight. Okay, we may. So it's something that we need to look into.
Well, let me say this. I like Lamont Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, and I will never forget. Lamont Peterson was the one who put it on. Your boy Amir Khan. And I'll always hold that. I'll always hold Lamont Peterson in high esteem for that, because whether you thought he won or not, there's some controversy on that, but he gave that L to Amir Khan, and I'll always be a fan of his for that.
But as far as real quick, I got a comment on that, because real quick on hindsight is always 20/20. Okay, now at the point it was great. He gave Amir Khan, but now today anybody could beat Amir Khan. Man, it's not a big win anymore because he's been exposed. And really, truly, he's been exposed. So, anyway, but go ahead. I just go ahead and continue. It's a great fight.
No, it's an interesting fight, and I'm glad to see. To be honest, Lamont Peterson step up. There's not many guys that will step up there and say I'm fighting. Danny Garcia, what did he say? With his nonsense, he said that Errol Spence has to get more of a resume before he can fight him.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, man. It's not. Once again, there's a lot of guys that won't fight him.
When you got the hardware, then you got the resume. Supposedly. So anyway, but on that undercard, we got another interesting fight, which I think probably won't amount to much. But let's talk about it, because we got Easter Jr.
Robert Easter.
We got Robert Easter Jr. and he's taking on
Javier Fortuna.
Yeah.
I think this is the case where I think Robert Easter could win. Once again, I know him well from amateurs. I think he should win. He's made a big splash as he's turned into the pros. He's done some awesome things. I would say you got to be careful, because this might be another case where you got the grizzled veteran against the young kid. The young kid's pretty confident, a little more than confident that he's going to knock off this guy. He's dangerous. I would say I hope that Robert Easter's people, and I expect that his dad and that crew, that they understand that Fortuna is looking at this as a way to really keep his name in the mix. And those guys are hard to knock off. The grizzled veteran with a young boy coming up, and got to be careful.
Well, when I look at this fight on paper, Steve, okay, just looking at it on paper, I'm saying this is a no contest, man. There's no contest. Robert Easter Jr. is 5'11". Okay, so he's right there at 6 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got Javier Fortuna at 5'6".
Yeah. So he's shooting down at him.
So and a big. I mean, it's not where they're close.
What's the length difference?
And the reach.
Yeah. What's the length difference?
You got an 8-inch reach advantage for Robert Easter.
He should box his nose.
I think it's something like 68, 78, 68. So, but it's 8 inches in different reach. So it's like on paper, I'd say this is no contest. I don't know why this is, but like you say, you get this Javier who took this fight and say, no, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna show everybody that I know how to move in the ring. I know how to get inside a tall guy. And I'll tell you what, if he does get inside, then he takes the advantage to his side, to the shorter kid. Easier said than done.
And you know what? Let me just say this, and I think you would agree on this. The longer the fight goes, the worse it looks for Fortuna. Okay, because if he's going to get at Robert Easter, he's got to get him early. He's got to get him early because Robert Easter's just going to give him a boxing lesson.
Hot shot. Yeah.
That's right. He's just going to give him a boxing lesson. So he's got to get him early. He's got to come out there with that attitude of all or nothing, and we'll see what happens.
But like I always tell my fighters, okay, good solid punch changes the game.
Mike Tyson said the best. Everybody's got a plan until they get
good comparison. Mike was not a tall heavyweight.
Yep.
Okay, but he knocked everybody out.
Yep.
Okay, because one punch changes the game. Now Robert Easter can be out there using his long jab and stuff, but what happens if he gets hit and he gets hit with a solid shot that hurts him?
Yeah.
Changes the game. Now he's thinking defensively.
Yeah.
And that allows the incoming fighter. So like I say, it's going to be an interesting fight. On paper, it doesn't look like it's going to be any competition. But in reality, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. I can't disagree. So, all right, that's the end of our first segment. The second segment here, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some things that have been on our mind a little bit. It's not the third segment. It's not our come on man, but we got some things that are coming up that we want to talk about. So refresh your coffee, refresh your Pepsi Cola or whatever, and we'll be right back.
Till then, keep them hands up.
Keep up, baby.